how are you? This is my ZUBE tube. What a piece. What an echo. It's all done with a cup at the end. Can you see the cup? There's a cup this end, there's a cup that end, there's a long spring in between. If I put my finger in the hole there, you'll hear it. Here we go. Or bang it like that. And if I talk in here, it also makes a good echo. A very good echo in the middle of the ZUBE tube. My goodness me! And so on. And this end, it works just as well as this end. A great little party piece, that. A lot of fun, just acoustic only. And I've used it many, many times. And it's one of my noise items, gizmos, which I've collected over the years. That wasn't the latest, but it's lasted a long time and mine's still surviving. So this, by chance, is actually the very first one of this particular type of item I bought about 50 years ago. It's a percussion instrument. I've never seen it used in an orchestra, but it's got little bits that rattle there. And this thing here has rattling going, and you either hit it underneath like this, or the other way out like that. Like that. Very nice little piece, very unusual. I must ask some of my musical friends if they've ever seen it being used in orchestral pieces and what sort of music it was used for. So these are just a few of these noise items. Here's one that Marion Hine, who I've met and known many years, invented about 50 years ago, and Kurt Nate's company in Switzerland picked it up. It's called a vibrates, and it consists of a strip of leather and little pieces of wood sewn into it or stapled into it, and it makes this sound here. Or a little bit of... That's a nice noise. And again, that could be used for some orchestral piece. I must ask her how she came to invent it, but I've had it since I saw it at the Nuremberg Toy Fair. I've shown it to people, and it's still sufficiently rare that it's not been widely known. So that's the second of my gadgets and gizmos from this field of acoustic things, which is just for the ears. This is something I showed recently, but I didn't show the best version. This is a bullroarer. This is the earliest one. They have records of this going back to primitive man. All you need is a bit of cord or for something that they had in the early days, in caveman times, and then a stick of wood. I did discover, though, to my consternation when I showed it, I didn't show it with that sort of ruler. So this is what it sounds like with just a piece of plastic on the end. It's a plastic ruler. Now, if I do it at the other end, it's actually much better to do one with a metal, small aluminium ruler, and it makes a much better sound. That's much richer. What's happening is it's winding up to the point where it can't wind anymore, and it stops rotating for a fraction of a second, and then it starts revolving the other way as it unwinds and unwinds and unwinds, and that's the secret for it. But discovered, they think, by properly primitive man even, using little bits of cord or leather or something, and then sticks, and it's called a bullroarer, and it goes back in the history a long, 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 long way. What a piece. This is getting closer to actual music. It's a very, very nice little flute made completely of wood. Then it's got 2 holes there, 4 5 holes there and 3 here. And then you can start playing a little bit of flute music. I like the style of this. There's 2 flutes in one, isn't it? There's 2 pieces, and it actually separates at the bottom and makes a lovely series of... Oh, well, I couldn't play with it for hours, but minutes on end. That'd be nice. So, a lovely little piece of fun music. The last piece is an extraordinary idea, the singing stick. What do they call it? The singing rod. This is made of metal. I don't know whether it's aluminium or what. It's got very, very fine lines as it's been made. It's not completely smooth. What you need, though, is you need some rosin powder, which they use for putting on violin bows. And I use them for chicken cup items as well. So if I put a little bit on my hand, this is the stuff they gives a bit of friction. And I hold it in the middle of the thing like that. This is going to get a bit noisy, so hand over your ears. Well, I can get it going. Ooh. No, I've got to have some more. Lots and lots and lots of lovely, lovely rosin powder. Oh, now fingers and thumbs, that's better. Ooh, that's piercing. Astonishing to get it. Curiously enough, it doesn't work from the end at all, but a little way in, it starts to get a little bit interesting, and in the very middle, it actually rings very nicely. Amazing sound, isn't it? And it persists for a long time. Prolonged vibration. Wow, I must get the stopwatch up and time that. Amazing. So there we are. The noisiest is the last one. All to entertain people with gadgets and gizmos and fun and games, but all for the ears, all entertainment for the sound effects they make. And I think I've got a few more to show, so we'll have another go later on.